Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this...
I can't take this no more! Move!
...is your Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Storyblocks, which has been an invaluable asset for us for well over 10 years at this point. Storyblocks gives you unlimited access to royalty-free music, photos, videos, sound effects, vectors, motion backgrounds, and so much more for one subscription cost, which means you never have to pay per clip. On top of that, there's a Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Premiere that allows you to search all of Storyblocks right from Premiere. For those DaVinci Resolve users, templates are now available in your Storyblocks library. We pretty much use something from Storyblocks in every video that we make. In fact, it's hit 100 degrees here recently, which is why I'm showing you this Storyblocks clip of a guy spraying himself with a hose. Refreshing. To sign up for Storyblocks or to learn more, head on over to storyblocks.com/fro. First up, with zero fanfare or press releases, Nikon has updated firmware for not one, not two, not three, but four of their mirrorless cameras. Now, before you get too excited, these updates are so minor that Nikon didn't even tell anyone about them. Phone call. I wonder who that could be. Hello? Oh, it's Madeline Kay with Nikon PR. What's that? You have a new boyfriend? And you forgot to tell me? Ooh. Oh, you only tell people when there's a major update. Okay, I got it. Now go back to your date and wear protection. The four cameras updated were the Z52, which goes to firmware 1.02. The Z52 goes from 1.0 to 1.01. The Z6 a great camera by the way, goes to 1.11, and the ZF goes to 2.02. Now the main update in this firmware is this. Update some guidance text displayed on the camera when connecting to the Nikon Imaging Cloud service. The connection procedure itself remains unchanged. Now, the only reason I could see Nikon putting out this minor update is there might have been some confusion when connecting to Nikon's Imaging Cloud and prompts were needed. I now see why Nikon didn't send out a press release for this one, because it's no biggie, no harm, no foul.
We can explain it more slowly if you need us to.
Next up, who here remembers Magic Lantern? Well, back in the day, Magic Lantern allowed you to, in essence, jailbreak certain Canon DSLRs, allowing you to install new custom firmware that added features and unlocked even more potential from your camera. On the flip side, you did run the risk of bricking your camera and rendering it useless, but a ton of people still went ahead with using Magic Lantern. The Magic Lantern has been silent for quite a while, but now they say they are back and ready to support even more cameras and possibly move into the mirrorless Canon world next. They did include some newly supported cameras like the Rebel SL2, the 6D Mark II, the T6i, and the 7D Mark II. Now, I think for a certain subset of people who like to tinker and play, this idea is unique and fun on old DSLRs. I'd never install it, say, on an R3 with a Magic Lantern if there was one right now. Now, if you want to grab an old Canon DSLR and do some tinkering, I mean, what can go wrong there? You're not spending that much money, and if anything goes wrong, well, you had some fun.
Image is everything.
Anyway, have you ever used Magic Lantern? Let me know down below. And finally, both Canon and Nikon have increased prices due to tariffs. Now, we knew this day was coming, as it takes 60 to 90 days for consumers to feel the sting of tariffs, and here we are. Now, keep in mind there's a blanket 10% tariff on everything coming into the United States, plus additional higher tariffs on China-made goods. And on top of that, there's a lot of flip-flopping and confusion, which makes pricing everything extremely difficult. The one thing we do know is you're going to foot the bill. The list of Chinese-made Nikon lenses that got price hikes is extensive. It ranges from 5.88% price hikes on the low end to as high as 48.17% on the high end, which is why I said as high as, Jared. Yay, you're good at reading.
Whoop-de-doo.
For example, the Nikon 70 to 180 2.8 went from $1,249 to $1,349, and the 180 to 600, which which is an awesome zoom range, by the way, went from $18.99 to $20.49. On the Canon front, the exact price changes are a little harder to pin down since they came without warning and as instant savings came to an end at the same time. But here's a few examples. The R6 Mark II was $19.99 and is now $200 more. The R5 Mark II, which launched at $42.99 before dropping in price, is back to $42.99. The R1 sees a $500 price hike. The 70-200 2.8L is now $29.99, but was as low as $25.99. The 100-500 is now $3,100, which is a hell of a lot more than its promo discount of $2,800, but the biggest jump was seen with the Canon R3, which was selling new for $39.99, is now in do not buy it territory for $5,399. Damn! Canon still has refurbs for sale in their refurbished store at $32.99 at the time of recording this, which I would jump all over if you've been waiting for an R3, but other than that, I would not touch it at that super high price. The moral of the story is this is terrible news for the camera industry that's honestly been firing on all cylinders as of late. I also should add it's terrible in general for small businesses and big businesses alike. But it's mostly terrible for the people that have to foot the bill, the US consumers. It's honestly a tough time to be buying gear, as you're gonna be worried that prices will drop after you buy something, but on the flip side, they might also go even higher. So that's why I don't think you're gonna see a lot of people doing very much buying or selling because they don't know what to do. Now let's hope some stability and clarity comes sooner rather than later.
When will then be now?
And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.